What's up guys, it's your boy Glenn from Glenn Prince Tech. In today's video, I'll be explaining Apple and Google's COVID-19 contact tracing system, and we'll be taking a look at the benefits and potential dangers of such a program. Stay tuned.
Apple and Google are teaming up to develop technology that will make it easier to track those at risk of contracting the coronavirus. The plan involves using Bluetooth in smartphones to alert those who may have come in close contact with someone diagnosed with COVID-19.
So Apple and Google are jointly developing technology to alert people if they have recently come into contact with others found to be infected with COVID-19. This is how the two tech giants plan to do this. Let's look at a scenario. So two best friends, Janet and Jane, met to discuss some business ideas, something they do very often and feel comfortable being around each other. Because of the duration and their proximity to each other, their phones exchange anonymous low-energy Bluetooth identifier beacons. Beacons which Google and Apple say change frequently. A few days later, Jane is positively diagnosed for COVID-19 and enters the test result in an app from a public health authority. It's devastating to her, but she knows by entering the information into the system, she could be saving the lives of everyone she came into contact with, including her best friend. With Jane's consent, her phone will upload the last 14 days of keys for her broadcast beacons to the cloud. Once there, the information will remain for 14 days before being deleted. Janet continues business as usual, unaware she had been near a potentially contagious person. Janet's phone periodically downloads the broadcast beacon keys of everyone who has tested positive for COVID-19 in her region. A match is found with Jane's anonymous identifier beacons. Janet then sees a notification on her phone informing her that she has recently been exposed to someone who has tested positive for COVID-19 and that she should click on it to get additional information from the Health Authority app or website. The system will roll out in May as an app designed by public health agencies, but Google and Apple plan to build the function directly into their respective operating systems. This means if you want to access this technology, you would simply need to turn it on instead of having to download a separate third-party application. Maybe 10 to 15 years ago, this would have been very difficult to achieve because of all the other mobile operating systems which were available. But now in 2020, Apple has 27% worldwide market share and Google has a whopping 72%. Together, their operating systems are on 99% of devices worldwide. The real concern for people is that Apple and Google pretty much covers the four corners of the earth. This means we are all under their data net, which would give whomever can access it the most advanced personal tracking tool we've ever seen. Others are concerned that if governments were able to get their hands on such information, they would use it for their own personal benefit. The New York Times published an article last month entitled, "As Coronavirus Surveillance Escalates, Personal Privacy Plummets." In this article, it was stated that some governments have been deploying digital surveillance tools as a means to exert social control, even turning security agency technologies on their own civilians. The article warned that ratcheting up surveillance to combat the pandemic now could permanently open the doors to more invasive forms of snooping later. The Chinese government already has a comprehensive but highly controversial data system in place, which they are using now to fight the spread of COVID-19. This is how it works.
It all starts with this, a national ID card. You need one to pretty much do anything in China. From buying a mobile phone to using any app, everything you do leaves a data trail linked back to your ID. In areas in lockdown, phone location data is being used to monitor movement and enforce curfews. If a patient is meant to be in quarantine, geolocation pings on their phone can alert authorities if they stray out of their homes. Phone location data is also being used to map exactly where that person visited in the 2 weeks before being diagnosed. A combination of human and automated computer analysis work out who they may have infected. If they went on a train and got too close to other commuters, a text message is sent out through one of the major apps, alerting those at risk. Every person is being assigned a coloured QR code depending on the risk they pose. Green, no risk. Orange, they've entered a potential virus hotspot. And red, if they've tested positive for the virus and could still be contagious. None of this cyber surveillance would be any good without the Chinese state's strict enforcement teams too. Police and volunteers have literally manned the exits of apartment blocks to keep places on lockdown.
Apple and Google had to make a choice about how they would go about collecting this data. Instead of using Bluetooth, they could have used GPS. Their reason for going ahead with Bluetooth is that they realized that people may not be so receptive to the idea of having their GPS data collected for this. The advantage Bluetooth has is that it doesn't know where you are, as opposed to GPS, which tracks your movement at all times. This, in theory, makes it significantly more secure for users. Another level of protection is that for the people who haven't tested positive for the virus, their data will not be stored on the cloud, as it would require their consent to upload it. It will remain on their phones. The tech companies also tried reassuring the public that their privacy is of utmost importance to them with this system. In a joint statement they said, and I quote, "We hope to harness the power of technology to help countries around the world slow the spread of COVID-19 and accelerate the return of everyday life. Privacy, transparency, and consent are of utmost importance in this effort, and we look forward to building this functionality in consultation with interested stakeholders." End quote. The companies also said that they plan to openly publish information about their work for others to analyze. This program definitely has the potential to be successful. After all, with two of the biggest tech companies in the world behind this project, it's safe to say that they have the resources required to get the job done. With that being said, in order for this to be effective, there needs to be 1. Frequent testing, which would mean everyone would know their status, and 2. Cooperation from everyone. And due to the nature of this system, it requires your consent to do pretty much everything. If many people do not install the app, it will defeat the purpose. Imagine being in a supermarket with 100 people and you're one of only 5 persons with the app. If you come in contact with an infected person who doesn't have the app installed or refuse to upload their information, no one will be alerted of the potential danger they're in. I believe that this system has immense potential to help contain the spread of COVID-19 and to allow countries around the world to reopen for business. This, however, won't be easy, so don't expect an immediate change. When Google and Apple launch this system next month, I believe it may take a while before people get on board. Without the introduction of widespread and frequent testing, the effectiveness of this new system will be hampered. The world has been in a constant battle with this dreaded virus. Over 2.3 million people have tested positive, with over 160,000 succumbing to COVID-19. It is not all doom and gloom though. Almost 600,000 people have since recovered, and more are on the road to recovery. Technology has played a pivotal role in the fight so far, and with the imminent introduction of the contact tracing system, tech continues to be a major player in the fight against COVID-19. I am really interested in what you have to say about this new contact tracing system. Do you think it will work? Can they guarantee our privacy? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. If you're interested, here's a video on the pros and cons of 5G technology. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Peace.